back. All right, let me get my messages. Chat. Okay. Awesome. Super. Here we are. First
Yeah.
event. Awesome. Yes. So, hello and welcome to the first. Not actually, it is the first time we're doing this one, but this is actually the second event for connecting through memoirs. And we are going to be talking about, man, this topic is going to be sending off fire hazards, pros and cons of homeschooling,
Yeah.
pros and cons of homeschooling. And for anyone who's joining in now, you can feel free to check out the chat because in the chat, we will have all of our information, contact information from the guests, from all of everyone who has been involved and the businesses that collaborated. So those businesses, without them, it would not be possible, are Snap It Studios, Method Creative Agency, Van Grove Records, and of course, your declutter coach. Today, my special guest is going to be talking about that topic together with me. Her name is Wendy, and I'm going to leave her introduce herself. So, Wendy, have the floor.
Yes. Hi, everyone. I am Wendy Zanders, and I am your declutter coach. And I work with overwhelmed families and special needs families, and I help them declutter their homes and their papers. I'm so excited to be here, and we are also a homeschooling family even before this coronavirus happened. So I'm very excited to talk about homeschooling and the pros that we love homeschooling. So I can't wait to talk about it.
Awesome, awesome. And again, everyone, in the description, you'll have all of the information from us. And remember that this is a recorded session because it's going to be used for information purposes and it's going to be rebroadcasted on our platform. So make sure check those out. So we are going to be talking in the sense, not bashing homeschooling. When I
Yeah.
say pros and cons, so it's not like pros and cons, we hate it and love it. It's
Right.
more pros and cons in the sense of pro, which is Wendy, who has been in it already, and con in the sense of me being forced into homeschooling because of the COVID-19. So just wanted to get that clear. We're not bashing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just showing the different sides of it. Okay. So, well, let me first say when I mean my side in the forcing, it's basically I have a unique situation. My daughter is currently living with my mom because of the whole COVID-19, and my mom has transportation. So, my partner and I think it's safer for her to be there just in case.
Right.
So, that creates certain things. So, Wendy, listen to this. Let me tell you. Now, my daughter would have a test online, it has quizzes. So, there's this online quizzes thing that the teacher on Class Dojo would give information.
Yes.
Now, because I signed up on quizzes with my email address when she was here with me, she cannot sign up on quizzes on her tablet with my email address because Google goes crazy and says, warning, security breach.
Yes.
So now, anytime she has to do a test, I have to either have her on Instagram video, like
Yeah.
showing the question, like, and then I'm like, which one to click, A or B?
Yes. Wow. So that's an added
And
complication right there.
it's an added complication. Let's not forget the internet isn't always my friend
Right.
at that moment. And let's not forget where I am in front of the computer is a horrible, horrible Wi-Fi spot.
Right.
So I'm like, it has to be close, but she has to still be able to see it
Right.
and not far away. And then it's like asking her the question. So now I have to try and encourage her. Hey, baby, you know this. We studied it.
Right.
Um, Make sure she's not cheating because I can't see if she's looking, if she's,
Exactly. Exactly.
taking the book or something. I can't see. So I just try and like look at the camera to make sure, like, am I on full screen? Don't be having the words in the background. And
Right.
my
Wow.
mom is in the background, like, hey, do you know the answer and stuff like that? And I'm like, you're not helping. She needs to be in a quiet spot. So for me, that alone is very like, ugh, But tell me, Wendy, what is your experience in homeschooling? What made you try it, and what made you and your family love it?
So there's a little bit of backstory about me. I am from Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean, and
Mm-hmm.
when I grew up, I was always struggling in school. I had to find ways to cope, to study, to memorize, whatever that was to maintain being on honor roll. It wasn't until I was in my early 30s is when I realized that I had ADD. I was doing
Mm-hmm.
an assessment for my son, who's now 13. He was around maybe 7 or 8 years old, and we were doing the assessment for him. And we realized that he had ADHD. He was crying, he was distracted. Homework that should take 20 minutes was taking 3 hours. I was frustrated, he was frustrated. We were yelling at each other. And it wasn't a really good time. And I went and got my diagnosis as well. And I was kind of like reliving the trauma through him, seeing his frustration, seeing him cry. And I was, it was hurting me all over again from my childhood. So when we moved from Maryland to Arizona, something said, my 6-year-old said that she wanted to be homeschooled. And I was like, she doesn't know what she's talking about. But we did a play date with a family that was also homeschooling. So I don't know what happened during that play date, where maybe the little girls impart some wisdom into her. And when we moved over here to Arizona, I'm like, all right, let's go get registered for school. And she's like, no, I'm being homeschooled. And I'm like, huh. I think maybe we should look into this. Let's see what this entails. And we've tried a couple of different curriculums, but what we found is that not trying to get A's and B's on math and English and reading and all those things, that wasn't our goal. Our goal was to teach the kids life skills that when they become adults, they can move on. And because we're not raising kids, we're raising kids to become somebody's husband and somebody's wife, right?
Yes.
So imparting those kind of skills into the homeschooling curriculum is what worked for us. So yes, we are doing math and English and social studies and things like that, but life skills is equally as important. So doing laundry, doing dishes, scrubbing a tub, picking up the dog poop, that's my son's responsibility. Whatever that is, whatever you want your kids to learn, include them into your homeschooling. And that's what I loved, because they say, well, how would your kids learn social skills? Well, we have church. My son has youth group at church. And even when you're in school, you're always being shushed. So what kind of socializing are you really doing in school when they're shushing you during lunch and you have organized recess? So how are you communicating with your friends? So we found out this worked for us, and we changed up some things throughout the months, but now we've hit our sweet spot. So we really enjoy it because we get to do life our way. A lot of times when you're going on vacation, it's more expensive because if you wait till the summer or you wait till spring break, it's more expensive because everybody is going. But because we're homeschooling, we can go to the Caribbean in May. We can go to the Caribbean in January when everybody's going back to school. We can go on breaks. So you kind of do life your way. You take breaks when you want to, and you just, that's what we love, the flexibility. We really enjoy that.
Wow. I mean, yes, I am hearing you. I hear you. My partner and I, funny enough, last year, when the entrepreneurial journey started for us, like seriously, I then thought about, hey, let me speak to the schooling system, because there's the school board. You can't just approach the principal or for an idea. You have to submit a document and request and all of these different things. So it's like, wow, why is it so complicated? So we thought, I was like, because based on St. Martin now, we wanted to travel more for business. So I approached the principal and I'm like, listen, question, is there homeschooling possibilities on St. Martin? And it's like, nope, there is no possibility of homeschooling on St. Martin. Yep. And they're like, the only way your child is out of school is if you are moving. Or the child is graduating to like another school or something that's like or some kind of death in the family, but like you can't pull your child out of school. And furthermore, you can't travel with your child during the week because on the airport they are gonna be like, why isn't your child in school? And then you would not be allowed
To
to
board.
travel with you, child.
Yes. There you go. There you go. So
So
then
I was like, hold on, you'll stop me on the airport?
back to school, get in class.
with my child? You stop me
Yeah.
on the airport with my child if I have to still, want to leave. And I said, but there have to be a way to do homeschooling on St. Martin. It's, and then they said, well, there's private schools. I'm like, private schools where the monthly fee is like what people make in a year, those private schools.
Mortgages.
And it's like,
Yes.
you understand? So now with what you're telling me about the freedom and the flexibility of homeschooling, I completely get that. I completely get that because that was what me and her dad wanted to aim at. We wanted to be able to travel to do business, and we wanted to be able to either bring a nanny along or whatever, so that she could still be up to date with her school and whatnot. What I'm seeing happening here is just amazing to me. But before I say that, anyone who just joined in, welcome. Please text, hi, you're hearing us clearly. We want to make sure that you're there and you can listen to us. If you want to ask a question, please do so. My name is Amira. I am the host of Connecting Through Memoirs, speaking to my special guest, Wendy. In the comments, you'll be able to see all of our information and you can just simply join in. And I have to pause again and thank the companies that collaborated with this possibility to make it an event. Snap It Studios, Method Creative Agency, Venn Grove Records, and of course, your declutter coach. Now, literally, I'm thinking to myself like, okay, this homeschooling thing, I want to give it a go. I'm not able to do it. The schooling is against me.
Right.
And now it's like, all right, we're homeschooling.
Right.
I expected 7:30 until 1:30 to be on my daughter's case behind her in school. And then to my surprise, the teacher is like, school is from 9 until like 10, maximum 10:30. I was like, wait, hold on. Because I was mentally preparing for 7:30 until 1:30 minutes to 2, because that's the regular school hours.
Right.
I was expecting when they have their recess, I would then have her with the snacks or whatnot and so forth and so forth. Normal stuff. And then the other recess, and then school is done.
Yeah.
When I heard 9 until 10:30, I was like, no.
Yeah.
I thought that was in the beginning because the shock of having to do homeschooling on St. Martin, kind of like they're getting into it.
Yeah.
But it has been a few weeks and it's still not even that. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday from 9 until 10:30. Not even the whole week. Not even the whole week.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And then furthermore, I want to know, why is school 7:30 until 1:30 if all they're doing now is 9 until 10:30 or maximum 10:30? What's going on?
You know, when we first started homeschooling, I felt I didn't know how to do it, and we were doing trial and errors. And I felt that kids needed to be in school all day long so I can feel like I'm doing a good job. Until a homeschooling parent said, no, homeschooling is 1 hour, hour and a half max per day. Because the thing is, if you're looking at kids in school, they have recess, they have lunch, they are being shuffled. Maybe during the day, they're being shuffled to different subjects. So you did a transition period. So at the end of the day, how much learning are they really doing? They're not learning all day long. So an hour and a half max, because you're having focus time, that's all you need. So that's when I realized I'm going to do it my way. And I really enjoyed the parents speaking into our lives and letting us know exactly, here's how you can do things. You don't have to do it the way how the public school or the private schools are doing it. So if you're self-grace, hour and a half is all they need. But now you're trying to figure out, well, what do I do with the kids for the rest of the day? And work done, right?
Listen, and what about this? Listen, I don't know who all is listening now and who's tuning in, if they're gonna agree with me, if they have that experience or not.
Yeah.
What is it with this eating all the time? What?
Always hungry. How are you always hungry?
How are you always hungry? Like, close the fridge for once. Like, what is that? You don't eat that much in school. You have 2 breaks. You got
Exactly.
your little lunch, your little snack,
And that's
and
it.
then, but what is that? Wendy, do you experience that also?
We do. And there are some mornings where the kids say, I'm not hungry, and they will skip breakfast and eat at lunch. There are some days they're eating, and I'm like, did you just eat? Yeah, but I'm hungry. There are sometimes my daughter will be eating breakfast and asking what's for lunch. And I'm like, but you're eating breakfast though. Let's breakfast.
Listen, I do not, and that is the biggest joke on Facebook now.
Yeah.
The parents who are now, because again, Wendy, this is St. Martin, and
Yeah.
you know you're a Caribbean woman.
Yes.
We don't homeschool. This corona has flipped
All new. Yeah.
everything. Listen, everything. I feel for the teachers.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, how are you doing this now? Afternoon school? Afternoon school normally is like 2 until like 5, maybe like 3 until 5. Now it's an hour because now all of the classes is like divided and she has like 6 classes. So it's like an hour each. And I'm like, so hold on. This is interesting to me. They're still doing tests. They're still getting their little subjects in between, so on and so forth. They're still doing homework. They're still going to get the report card. Okay. And it's not 7:30 until 1:30.
Yeah.
What is going on with the need of the 7:30 until the 1:30? What are they why are they so tired when they come home? Like, I'm like, why are you so tired when you come home?
Because you're being shuffled through. Maybe some classes are overcrowded. One teacher to 30 students. So
Yeah.
you're not getting one-on-one instruction. You're getting 1 to 30. And God forbid, 4 of these kids are off the rails and not listening. Well, now those 4 kids are getting all the attention instead of the kids that's ready to learn. So all of those things play into, into the classroom and the day-to-day. So now the teacher is yes, she's teaching the class, but now because you guys are home, she's doing 1-to-1. So you're getting the same information, you're getting the same information. And there are parents that saying, is this how you used to act at school?
Yeah.
Not seeing it at home, right? But the teacher doesn't have to worry about the behavior piece. She's just giving the information, and it's up to the parents to hopefully it gets done.
Truth. And also the concentration. Literally. It's like you're holding a squirrel. Yeah. It's like, sit down and I don't want to, and it's like.
You know how I know you said Monday through Wednesday, 9 to 10:30. For the assignments, one thing that I do, especially with my 13-year-old, I say, you want to play video games with your friends, you want to play Fortnite or whatever. As long as you get your assignments done, you can play with your friends. So Eastern Standard Time back in Maryland, that's 3 hours ahead. So the moment he wakes up in the morning, he's like, where's the computer? Where's the tablet? I want to get my homework done. Let me go pick up the dog poop. Because if I have to tell you that you missed something, you're not playing any video games. So that is kind of the reward. So he gets his stuff done during the day. So that could be something as well. And another thing that we do, we cut off bedtime. So my husband and I, we're going to bed. So, but if the kids want to stay up, don't turn on the TV, don't turn on the stove. You guys have eaten, you guys have brushed your teeth. Just stay in your room. My daughter can play with her toys. My son can play on the tablet or whatever. We're going to bed. Because what happens, maybe they go to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning, it doesn't matter. Because this is coronavirus time. This is new age time, right? So they go to bed whatever time they want. When I wake up in the morning at 6 o'clock, from 6 to 9, I get focused work time. So that is what we need to figure out. If you're a business owner, maybe you're a mom, whatever that is, you want some focused time in the morning to get some work done. Because by 10 o'clock or 9:30, they're getting up and then their day's starting again. So that is how found a way to get some work done, focus time in the morning for 3 hours, and then my husband and I kind of switch off, saying, okay, I have a call at 12, he'll watch the kids. Okay, he gets some work done, I watch the kids. And you kind of multitask. So maybe your daughter is saying, oh, I don't want to do this. It's like 11 o'clock in the morning. Maybe she has energy towards the afternoon. So put some type of reward in there and say, you get your work done, you get maybe some extra TV time, or you get to play a video game, whatever that is. And it's less painful, and then it make learning a little bit more fun.
I truly love that point, because now, like you said, it's coronavirus time. Everything has been flipped upside down. And I think we forget that the children are also going through their own emotions. They can't leave the house, and their friends and you as a mom are like freaking out, and like, or your dad, as a dad, so they're like, Mom, Dad, I can't see my friends. All I have is a tablet. They're not going to play with me. So it's like their whole system probably also changed, because they were always, okay, 7:30 to 1, I got to go to school. But now it's like school is 9 to 10, 10:30 max.
Yeah.
And we could do tests online on the computer. She loves the computer test, by the way.
Oh,
I was so surprised. She loves the computer test because it's very colorful.
Yeah.
Quizzes. This website is it uses sound, and also they get points. So if like 18 children are online at the same time, so then you can see what place you are. So she's like, I want to be first place. I want to be first place. Oh my God, she is so competitive.
Yes.
She's competitive, but she's also a sore loser. Let me put it too. If you and her are running next to each other and she just glances and she sees you here, she just stops. She's like, I'm done. I am not.
Yep.
I'm not playing anymore. So she's competitive, but she's a sore loser, And what I do love about it is that she wanted to take the tests because they were the sound was fun. They had different characters, and also at a given point when you answer the questions, it would have this like carousel spinning around, and then you would then get like a free life, or you can get like, you can win erasing 2 of the wrong answers, or you can get immunity or something like that.
You have to make learning fun, because then they're prone to say, oh, I get more points, okay, I'll keep going. So they keep going instead of, okay, you said 10 minutes, here's your 10 minutes, don't bother me anymore. But because it's fun, they're learning, but they're also playing games as well. So you have to make learning fun.
Yeah, I did see that she liked that. And I did also see the interaction with the quizzes and stuff. So I was like, okay, this is interesting. And Class Dojo is what we use here. This is the first time I even spoke to her teacher that often, honestly speaking.
Wow, that's good.
Well, because I have been just going, all the time. And then,
go ahead, sorry.
No, go.
So I was saying another thing, because you had that great relationship with the teacher, one thing that you can tell the teacher, maybe she might come back and say, but your daughter hasn't turned in these assignments. You can go to the teacher and say, we've been trying, we've been struggling. We are working on getting caught up, but it may or may not happen, but we're doing our best. Instead of stressing to get all these assignments done, and they're always getting further and further behind, say, we'll do assignment 1, but we are not going to do assignment 2, and here's why. I think she will get more out of assignment number 3, but not assignment number 4, and here's why. Because what you're trying to do, you're not trying to check all the boxes. This is new age learning. We're all doing our best. So if you see that you're falling behind, pick and choose. Okay, maybe learning about St. Martin's history is making more sense than learning about something else in history. So pick and choose those topics so you could get caught up, and don't worry about, oh, we're falling behind. Why are we falling behind? And you're yelling at the kid, and the kid is stressed, and nobody's happy. So make learning fun. Make sure that is the number 1 priority, that learning is fun. Otherwise, they're not going to enjoy it.
I hear you. I'm going to also make a point, as you're talking about the teaching and the learning. Swear to God, I thought that I was in 2nd grade when I saw some of these questions. She's like, Mom, the question is blah, 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 blah. And I was like, what the? I went I went blank. I was like, I supposed to know these things. And I just like, oh
Yeah.
my God. The pronoun, the verb, the adverb, the adjective,
Yeah.
and then she's like 100s, 1000s, and I just like, oh my God, this is like I got to go back to school now. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how not stupid, but like, 'cause like
How advanced, how different, even with math,
yes,
our Common Core math and all this different math. And I'd be like, I didn't learn
yes,
math this way. I'm like, why are you doing long division like that? Here, these are the
yes,
steps. Boom, it's done. What is all
yes,
that?
yes. And it's like, wait, it have to be done that way? And then it's like, okay, great. Sure. Look at me going on Google one time. Google it. Give me a minute. And then I was like, oh, that's what I mean. Okay, it
Yeah.
means this. And then what I did notice, we got kind of closer from that too, I think.
Yes.
We did because it was like both
Together.
of us were struggling,
Yes.
we were, and then it was like, oh, and then she loved what I didn't. I know she loves validation. She's the only child, and she has a lot of issues with stress because when I was pregnant, the whole pregnancy was a stress pregnancy. So I know that she has tendencies. If you scream too loud at her, she cries. But there was a moment when her afternoon school teacher and me, because I called in resources. I was like, listen, she has a test to do, and I have no clue. Help. And she was like, okay, so now imagine the teacher had her on Zoom. I had a teacher on Zoom, and then the post putting this camera on the computer to be like, what is the answer? And then in between the internet cut it off and on. And I'm just like,
Life.
oh
And
my God.
life in between all of that too. So the struggle is real.
It is. And then I'm like, okay, teacher, is the answer like how, and then she's like, okay, what this mean is blah, 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 blah. So I was like, okay, cool. And then I'm like, okay, baby, did you hear what teacher said?
Yeah.
And then I noticed that she got a little flustered because it was like, the teacher's like, Ella, 100, because it was like, okay, like 0, 50, that's like tens, 100, like 50, hundreds. Girl, I'm so sorry, I'm messing this up. But
Yeah, I
but
know what
like,
you mean.
right? So it's like 0, 50, right? So then they're like smallest to large. So there's like 0, 50, and then the next one would be like 1/2, so that's like half. And then another one would be like 1/4, for example. So it's like largest to small. So I'm like, what? And then teachers like, Ella, what is 1/2 in like hundreds or whatever, And then it's like half. Okay, but what is half? It's like 0.5. So it's like, oh, and then it's like 1/4. It's like, what is that? What? And I was like, oh, I get it now. But
break it down a little bit more. And
yes,
he isn't getting it. Okay, say it a different way.
yes,
Yeah, yeah.
and I love that. But what I did notice, she started to get a little flustered and she started to cry
Yeah.
because it was like, she's like, the teacher's like, this. We've been through this over afternoon school. Don't freak out because it's a test.
Yeah.
What is this? And she's repeating it over and over. And then I'm like, come on, baby, you got this. Because I'm going, okay, good. I'm support mom because I don't know the answer. So like, come on, you can do this. And then she's like, she starts to cry, like, and I'm like, okay, look, let's focus. Because I had to learn over a period of time how to deal with my daughter. And that took a while to learn how to deal with that because I'm screaming and she would cry. I would like, come on, da, 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 and she would cry. I would try to talk soft, she would cry. So it was like, this is not working.
Yeah.
It's frustrated me more. And you know how we Caribbean people be, you're crying, you want me to give you something to cry about? So
it's
that
frustrating, for
it
and for you.
so frustrating. But then I noticed after a while of learning how to deal with her, it's like, okay, take a breath, in and out, let's refocus. Okay, is it that you don't understand? Because she has some time away where she can't express herself.
Yeah.
And when she can't express herself, she cries. So then I go, what's wrong? Nothing. What's wrong? Nothing. Used to make me upset.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, something is wrong.
Something is wrong. Tell me. Yes.
What is wrong? Nothing, nothing. So then what I learned to do is, all right, baby, I'm going to give you your time. Can you at least tell me later when you calm down what's wrong? She'll be like, okay, yes. So I've learned that. So now how she's crying, I'm like, okay, Amina, go into, don't get frustrated because it's frustrating for everybody. So just calm down. It's like, okay, breathe. I said, baby, remember we talked about this. We're breathing in, we're breathing out. We're
Yes.
going to work through this together. Mommy and the teacher is here to support you. You know the answer because we know you know the answer. Just close your eyes, see it in your head, and
Okay.
then open your eyes, and then you're going to know the answer.
But
And I had to
sometimes,
remember, like,
yeah, sometimes you have to like take a timeout. Like if you've been going for like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and
mhm,
you see a shift, like they're frustrated and they're snippy, take a break. It is okay
yeah,
to take a break. I remember with my son, we were doing the assessments. He was in first grade, and the teacher told me she gave him a time test for math. And with the rest of the class, he noticed people were finished, and he was like writing 5 + 2 is 10, and she was like, what? So I said,
mm,
would you mind giving him the test again, but don't time it? You know you're giving him 5 minutes to do a sheet full of problems, but don't
right,
time him. Just let him do his thing and stop him in 5 minutes. He got all
right.
right because
Wow.
once it was timed, he realized, oh, I got to get it all done. And he's just putting answers down. But I know
Mhm,
my kid, if you're timing him, he's not going to do his best. So you
mm,
have a time in your head, but just say, let's go ahead and do this assignment. Don't even worry about the time. I'll let you know when to stop. And he did a whole lot better. So think of it that
I
way. If
love
the
that.
kid is getting frustrated, take a break.
Mhm. Take a break. I love that. I love that. On that note, let me pause because we're almost done. So I want to make sure, tell everyone who is listening and who's tuned in, you've tuned in to Connecting Through Memoirs. This is our second live event. Remember, you can ask questions, you can interact, no problem. We're discussing pros and cons of homeschooling, not in a negative way, but in a way of pros, Wendy, who has experience and who chooses it and it helps her family. Cons in a way of me being forced into homeschooling after COVID-19 and everything is on lockdown. So now I have to homeschool my child with the help of God. With, without the collaboration of these people who I'm going to mention now, this wouldn't be possible. So I have to give a big, big shout out. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much to Snap It Studios, Method Creative Agency, Then Grove Records, and of course, your declutter coach. And I'm going to now tell my back office to make sure send the message out there again so that it can be refreshed, so that it can be available. You can check that out. And it will be a replay of this whole entire thing on our pages and everything. So you can always contact us and view it again because this is vital information and you're not going to digest everything right now, but you will be able to over and over again in the replay. So nothing is wrong with that. Also, make sure to subscribe because we have websites and subscribing keeps you updated on everything that we're doing and what we're doing in the future, and you can keep posted on that. So just to know. And also, if you have any suggestions, you want us to go deeper in certain things, what we have discussed or going to round off now, feel free to send us messages because if we have to do a part 2, I know for sure Wendy wouldn't mind, and I definitely wouldn't mind doing a part 2 so that we can then address those questions because we truly believe that the parents, the children, the teachers, once we're all on the same page, working together, we can get through this homeschooling situation one way or another. So
Absolutely.
let's round it off, Wendy, because the time is drawing near. What would you say to someone, for instance, like me and the others who have basically been forced into homeschooling, not only the Caribbean, but all over the world? But I'm going to more focus on the Caribbean because we're not used to homeschooling.
Right.
That's more America and Holland and those places. So what advice would you tell a person from the Caribbean who just has been forced to homeschool based on your experience? How would be best to handle it in baby steps?
Yes, like I've said before, definitely extend yourself grace for you, for your family. Find subjects if you sense that you're falling behind in subjects. Reach out to the teacher. I think they would really appreciate that, and let them know we are so behind on these assignments. We're going to do these 3 assignments to get caught up. The rest we are not going to worry about. And you be okay. Forgive yourself on those. It's not going to be perfect. You're pretty much you are struggling through the rest of the school year, and you're going to make it work, right? Don't try to get all the assignments in and stress your kid out. That's not what it's supposed to be about. And then also teach your kids life skills. If your daughter is 6 or your daughter is 10, find age appropriate tasks and teach them some life skills. Let them know what's going on. Don't not tell them what's going on with the world. Let them in, and let that be part of your social studies assignments. Teach them those kind of things, those type of life skills.
And I love that. And now, secondly, because we're rounding off, books. Would you say, how did you get into it? Was it more like you found books? Were you like you went online? Was it something that the school system provided?
Definitely. For me, it was past friends that I've had that are homeschooling. I went and I spoke to them. There were all these different curriculums, and I didn't want it to be like they were in school full time. I wanted something that I can teach the kids, something that they love. My son, he's 13. He has a YouTube channel that's growing by 3 subscribers a day. He's doing amazing with that. And that's part of his homeschooling curriculum. And then next year, he wants to learn video editing and graphic design. And I have 12 subscribers on my YouTube channel. So I'm like, I can hire you to help me grow my channel. And he's an entrepreneur. So, do those kind of things. What are they interested in? And let that be part of their homeschooling journey as well.
I love that. I love that. On that note, we have come to the end of our second, oh my gosh, our second live event that we have just on a whim done, and it went great. Wendy, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Being part of this. You had a good time?
I had a great time.
Awesome. So listeners and viewers out there, again, this is Amira from Connecting Through Memoirs. I spoke today, my special guest was Wendy, and you can see all of our information in the description. And we just want to say thank you for your time. You didn't have to listen to us, but you did, which is great. We hope that you got some vital information, and also that you learned you're not alone. We are all in this together. And you just got to take it one step at a time. Please feel free to share this video and this audio to someone out there, because I'm sure people are in need of some support. So until next time on Connecting Through Memoirs, make sure to check us out tomorrow for our final event. And that's also going to be a very interesting topic. So we wish you all the best, less stress, and a happy day. Bye.
Bye.